Well, hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I hope you all are doing very well. If you are new to the channel, my name is Sophia and I make bookish content, mainly videos about literary fiction and mystery thriller, but truly a little bit of everything, as you will very much see today. You may notice that my shelves behind me look a little sparse, and that is because I have taken out every book that I have not read. So this is my dirty laundry aired. This is what I've read, but there's a lot in there that I haven't. So today's video is going to be me rapid fire going through all the titles that are on my TBR that I have not yet gotten to. I made a little TBR jar, but as we know, right now Tyler and I are in the middle of like peak gardening season and growing season for our outdoor vegetable garden. And so I didn't have a jar. I just had this biodegradable plant pot. So maybe not the cutest thing, but I did put all of the titles in here on little post-it notes. And so yeah, I will be picking from these during my seasonal TBRs in little doses so that I can build in some of these backlisted books into my reading. So that's the point of this, to motivate me to read books that have been hanging around here for way, way, way too long and make it a little bit fun, gamify it by putting the titles in a plant pot, which what is more me than a biodegradable plant pot? I'm rambling. The number of books that are on my floor right now is pretty horrifying. So this is going to be a long video and I am just going to say the title, say the author, and that's it. If you want more details about the book, and I do have a video where I've talked about a similar book or I've mentioned this book or something about it, I'll try and link them as I go along. But if I talked about every book as we went through, we would just be here forever. So we're not going to do that. And I am doing them in a bit of a random order because my shelves are a disaster right now and they're not organized by genre super well. They're going to be a little all over the place. So just bear with me. I will pop up the total number of books that are currently on my TBR onto the screen because I get that question a lot. People are often very interested. So here you go. It's probably too high of a number, but it is what it is. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So we have Cutting for Stone by Abraham Verghese, the floppiest book I've ever seen in my whole life. All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker, the large print edition on accident. Ghost by Dolly Alderton. All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Bryn Greenwood. The Ragged Edge of Night by Olivia Hawker. A Bend in the Stars by Rachel Berenbaum. Us Against You by Frederick Bachman. The Absolutionist by John Boyne. Boy at the Top of the Mountain by John Boyne. Leave the World Behind by Rumaan Alam. Mame by Jessica George. When We Were Orphans by Kazuo Ishiguro. The Lake House by Kate Morton. I apologize, not all the Kate Mortons are together, but they're in random stacks. The Push by Ashley Audrain. All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham. Just Another Missing Person by Gillian McAllister. Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. Probably should have known that. With deckled edges. And it smells amazing. Foster by Claire Keegan. Small Things Like These by Claire Keegan. The Forester's Daughter by Claire Keegan. So Late in the Day by Claire Keegan. Antarctica by Claire Keegan. Walk the Blue Fields by Claire Keegan. Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott. China Rich Girlfriend by Kevin Kwan. My grandfather's edition of The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Graham. Tender is the Night by F. Scott Fitzgerald. The Afterlife of Holly Chase by Cynthia Hand. The Swerve, How the World Became Modern by Stephen Greenblatt. Cat Sense by John Bradshaw. The Shortest Way Home by Pete Buttigieg. The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman. The Gene by Siddhartha Mukherjee. I think I read part of this at one point, but it was a very long time ago. The Girl Who Smiled Beads by Clementine Wamaria. Pachinko by Minjin Lee. Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel. Lilac Girls by Martha Hall Kelly. Saturday by Ian McEwan. And The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. Tyler's Very Battered Edition of The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. The Two Towers. The Return of the King. Another contender for floppiest paperback is A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin, Vicious by V.E. Schwab, The Good Nurse by Charles Graeber, Happiness Falls by Angie Kim, The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead, Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed, Careless by Christy Capes, Flamingo by Rachel Elliott, The Mothers by Britt Bennett, The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro. Sorry that this wasn't together with the other one. Winter by Allie Smith, The Love Songs of W.E.B. Du Bois by Honore Jeffers, The Story of a New Name by Elena Ferrante, Those Who Leave and Those Who Stay by Elena Ferrante, The Power of One by Bryce Courtney, Hum If You Don't Know the Words by Bianca Marais, The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein, The Kindest Lie by Nancy Johnson, An American Marriage by Tayari Jones, Dominicana by Angie Cruz, Burnt Sugar by Avni Doshi, Real Americans by Rachel Kong, Tom Lake by Ann Patchett, A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. I one day will film the obligatory Little Life reading vlog, but probably not any day soon. Clear by Karis Davies, Bright Young Woman by Jessica Knoll, Bury Your Dead by Louise Penny. This is just the next one in the series. I didn't put the whole series in here, although I don't own the whole series, but I'll read this one next. One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware, The Only One Left by Riley Sager, Middle of the Night by Riley Sager, A Stranger in the House by Sherry Lapina, Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk, This Tender Land by William Kent Kruger, Please See Us by Caitlin Mullen, Night Shift by Stephen King, The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest by Stieg Larsson. Honestly, if I picked this for my TBR jar, I probably would have to restart the series because it's been such a long time. Sorry, the lighting is like kind of crazy with this. But this is the next one in the order that I haven't read. Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth, Breathless by Amy McCulloch, The Family Game by Catherine Stedman, The Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James, Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby, Everything We Didn't Say by Nicole Bart, Like a Sister by Kelly Garrett, Hail Mary by Andy Weir, Miss Marple, The Complete Stories by Agatha Christie, Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Rayborn, The Moving Finger by Agatha Christie, Our Share of Night by Mariana Enriquez, Life After Life by Kate Atkinson, The Wedding People by Allison Espach, The Distant Hours by Kate Morton, The Pull of the Stars by Emma Donoghue, These Precious Days by Ann Patchett, One Dark Window by Rachel Gellig, The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I have read this, but a long time ago, so I'm counting it as on my TBR list because I also want to read it again. The Sirens by Amelia Hart, Wild Love by Elsie Silver, Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson, Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson, One Day by David Nichols, Young Mungo by Douglas Stewart, Wellness by Nathan Hill, also contender for the longest book on my TBR, Day by Michael Cunningham, Betty by Tiffany McDaniel, A Gentleman in Moscow by Immortals, The Women by Kristen Hanna, The Orange Room by Rosie Price, The Plot by Jean Hanff Korelitz, and last but certainly not least, My Own Words by Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So that is my entire physical TBR, and I'm a little horrified by how long that was, but here we go. Here's my motivation video to read more books that are already on my shelf and not buy new books. I would love to know in the comments down below if there was a particular book in here that you love or is your favorite and you want me to get to sooner rather than later. And if there's a book in here that you were surprised that I haven't read yet. And leave me the stack of book emojis if you made it till the end of this very long video. And with that, I will see you guys all very soon with another video. Bye!